Hi guys, hello, and welcome to an unexpected Sunday stream. Just going to be filling in for Dev, the modern colorist. He's not been feeling great, so I'm going to be filling in for him, guys, and keeping you company, just so that you aren't missing out. So I thought I'd just fill in for him and just do an extra one for you guys. So how is everybody this evening? And happy Mother's Day for everybody who is celebrating Mother's Day across the seas. I know here in the UK we had ours last month. Hi Jane, hi Helen, hi Abby. No problem, Abby. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey Pickle. Happy Mother's Day over there. So guys, with it being an unexpected stream, there's nothing actually planned. So what would you like to see me do, guys? I have got some things to show, and then maybe once I've done that, we can decide what we're going to do for the stream, and really let that decision be in your hands. Hi Victoria. Hi Bethan. Hi Joey. Hello everybody just coming in. Hi Kim. Hi Bobs. How is everybody? A challenge. Oh, you like to see a challenge. I'm just trying to think what challenge we could do, guys. Let's have a look. Hi Gary. Just waiting for everyone to come in and saying hello. Right, guys. So yeah, what I'm going to do, guys, is quickly show you what came through the mail, and eventually, hi Loretta. These came through. I eventually got them. I'm so over the moon. I've not swatched them out yet. I've literally just got them. They came from Japan, so I've waited a long time for them. This is the Copic Chow 72 Set A, and fantastic color range in here. So over the moon with those. So I now have Copics. Yay! So absolutely chuffed about those. Hey Sandy. So happy about these. What challenge? 3 markers. Use your non-dominant hand. Color a page. Only skin tones. Oh, Pickle. That set me up to fail. Big time. There's just no way I could do that. That's just like you telling me to pat my head and rub my stomach and hop on 1 foot. You just heard Sandy. You're more than welcome over. I'm just filling in for Dev this evening. So that was those. What else did we get? We've got a couple of books. I've got this book for the mail. Yours, you probably won't. A lot of you might not know what it is. It's the Witcher book, which I'm a big fan of in regards to the game. So originally, it is a game for the Xbox, and then the third one was on the Xbox and PS4. So it's for both, and the images are absolutely stunning. Shadow's been naughty playing in the box. So I'll go back to front for a quick flip. But if you like fantasy, then you will love this. Even if you don't know the background of the game, you'll probably just love for the imagery. I'm sure, Sandy, everyone will get to know you the more and more you pop by. We're a lovely bunch. We all get on. And we all like having a catch up. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Susan. So a lot of images. There's a bit of variety in all. So a very nice book to have. Oh, that's awesome. Obviously, guys, because it's an unexpected stream, you might hear David coming in and out. You might hear the kettle come on. It is evening off, so I've said he can come in and just put the kettle on whenever he wants. So if you hear background noise, it's probably just him or Shadow. Just like there before, Shadow's jumping in and clicking the box. Because obviously he wants to steal the show. We got the second, I've got the first Lady Mechanica book, which I did get the second one. I think I flipped through that the other day. But I did get the first one through. This one's slightly different because this one is actually perforated rather than just having the lines. But lovely paper, lovely detailing. So really nice images. Just 1 second, guys. I'll just move this wire out of the way. And these are just all from Amazon. That's the one. I just get a bit tongue twisted saying it. That's all, Ella. But it's all steampunk, and it's done in a quite a graphic novel sort of way, which I also like as well. So it's like a Victorian steampunk with some sort of like futuristic elements in it as well. Yes, the artist Joe, he has obviously he does the colouring book, but it is based on his graphic novel. A little bit sassy. We're like the sassy. So yeah, absolutely great books, nice paper as well, and you can get them on Amazon. Normally they retail for about $12.99, but you can, if you have a look in the new and used section, you can tend to get them a little bit cheaper from third-party sellers or Amazon warehouse deals, which I did with the second book, because I managed to get that for about £6, and it was labeled as used, but it actually wasn't used. It just had a little bit of indentation on the cover, and like a couple of at the front, a couple of the pages were folded over at the corner. So it just means when it says used, it doesn't actually mean someone's coloured in it. It just means it's imperfect. It's not a perfect. It's not in perfect condition. So if you're not bothered about that, then you know, get it a bit cheaper. But this one reminds me of Catwoman. She's very Catwoman-like, isn't she? From the Tim Burton one. That's it, guys. That is that one. There we go. I think it's just the lighting, Jane. It's when if I'm putting something in front of the light and it's going darker, that's when the autofocus comes on. So that's that one. And as a lot of you know, that I recently got this book, which is Throne of Glass, which is based on a series of books by Sarah J. Maas. And this one is widely available at the moment for about £7. Lovely images in here with a bit of variation. But the only problem is I really wanted A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it seems to be out of print, and I did get confirmation that it is out of print. However, I went on to one of our bookstores in the UK called Waterstones, and sometimes stores have a product search for local stores where you put in your postcode, and luckily one was available not too far, and they agreed to let me buy it over the phone, and they sent it to me. So I managed to get it, even though it's out of print. I managed to actually trace one down. So, and it's absolutely lovely images. I'm just going to move the light. Oh, thanks so much, Victoria. It's just all it is. It's an oversized mouse mat. That's all it was from Amazon. So I managed to trace this down through Amazon. Sorry, from Waterstones. There wasn't one in the area. They then searched on their system and said the closest one was Carlisle. So Carlisle's about an hour and a half drive, give or take. So I rang them and just said, do you have this item? And they went, yes, we'll have one left. And she says, well, what I can do is I could send it to the store for you, your local store, or you can purchase it over the phone and I'll send it directly to you. I was like, that's great. That saves me a trip out. So these are absolutely beautiful images. And anybody who hasn't read the book, like I haven't, apparently A Court of Thorns and Roses is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Sorry, David's just making a cup of tea and he's asked if I wanted one. So obviously I'm not going to say no. It's like, yeah, you can make me Earl Grey. No, I haven't read them yet either. I might do. I hear mixed things about the books themselves in regards to people people not really relating to the characters in the book in the way that they've been written. But like I say, what I'll do is I'll read, because you get a bit of a story within the colouring book. So what I'll do, I'll read that, and if it piques my interest by reading this, then I probably will pick up the books. Reading books I tend to pick up for virtually next to nothing on Amazon, because I always get them second hand. Because there's no point in me buying a brand new book if there's one out there that's already been read. Might as well just reread it and reuse it. Recycle, as they say. They are absolutely lovely images. Once done the flip through, that's the first one. The images are done by About the Artists. So you've got Charlie Bowater, Adrian Dadich, Yvonne Gilbert, John Howe, and Craig Phillips. So there's quite a few different artists in there, and I think it's the same artist in A Throne of Glass. So you can still get Throne of Glass widely available, but as A Court of Thorns and Roses, you have to do a bit of a search and a bit of digging for that. So that was that. So let's have a look, see what we can do. I've got a couple of work in progresses that I could do, or do you want me to continue, or do you want me to do something completely fresh and new? What do you think, guys? Exactly right, Ed. I haven't yet, so I've got 2 whips in mind. So I can either continue with our Monya Gates Dragon, or I can continue with the Christine Karen Fairy. So we have A for Monya and B for Fairy. So just type A or B in the chat. So A for Monya and B for Christine. I think I have a bit. I think I have more B's than A's. Yeah, I'll go with B then, guys. I'll go with B. Okay, so we'll continue with Christine's. I'll put Munios to the side. I will still finish that one because I've still got the dragon to do and some of the goddess itself. I will set aside my markers since I'm not using those. And thank you. My Sergeant Art pencils are here. So I've been using some of the Sergeant Art pencils with this, just so I can get a feel for them. So just going to move this tray. And as soon as you open the tin, wow, they smell like varnish wood. they really do. Sorry, Pickle. I know why Pickle picked the Monya one because it's all the glitz and the glam that's on there. She's enchanted by the sparkle. So yeah, hopefully I can get this finished. This is just something I've been working on my own time. This image is actually currently an exclusive to Colouring Heaven subscribers. Now, if you're a subscriber and you're thinking, I haven't got that image, what it is that you have to be a subscriber monthly, but you also have to be on their newsletter, signed up to their newsletter online. Because if you're not, you won't receive emails from them. And this is how this image was sent to people, is via email. Now, this image won't be available for release or sale until November, as I've been informed by Shelley. So it's currently free for subscribers, but then it will be available for everybody else come November. Hey, Sharon. Hello. Yeah, Pickle. Like a D on the headlight. Ooh, shiny. So because I've done a orangey background, I'm finding them good, Helen, actually. They're soft, they're nice to work with. I probably wouldn't use them for skin as much as, say, my other pencils. The reason for that being is it's just the skin color in it is very similar to the Black Widows. So the light skin tones are very warm, and there isn't a lot of colors in here that could tone it down. So yeah, I really like it for, because as I say, I used it for most of this. So I've done the background, the leaves. I did her clothing with it. I did the eyes, and did I use any of the hair? I think I used some for the hair as well. And the other pencils that I've used, so I've mixed them with the Polychromos. So they seem to work well with other pencils. So yeah, I do like them overall. They are quite a good budget pencil. They are very affordable. They're very similar to Shafia Farbins. However, I do believe the Sergeant Art are a little bit cheaper. And with the Sergeant Art, you do get some skin tones, and you do get 2 metallics. So you get a gold and a silver, which is good because in the Shafia Farbins, you don't get any of those. I I'm not knocking Sophia Farbens. I think they are absolutely lovely pencils as well. So I do have both, and I do enjoy both. I'm just going to shorten this one. This will be the first one I have to shorten. I don't know about the Sergeant Arts because they don't specify if they're wax or oil. I do know that the Sophia Farben ones are oil based. But they lay down straight away, they're not scratchy, they do blend, which is nice. As you can see, this orange is blending into this very light green. Pickle, if you really want us to, hon, at the very end, I can add some sparkle on for you if you want. Bit of glitter or something. Maybe on like on these little bits on the dress. How's that for a compromise? Yeah, do a compromise. Oh, thanks, Sharon. It's Christine Karen. It's the current exclusive with the magazine Colouring Heaven. It's not available to purchase yet. It won't be available to purchase until November. It is an exclusive freebie for Colouring Heaven subscribers. So not only have to be a subscription subscriber, you also have to be subscribed to their mailing list as well, and it was sent out to those via email. I'm not sure whether if you go and subscribe to their mailing list now and subscribe to and subscribe to receive their magazines on a subscription basis, whether you'll get the image or not after it's already been sent out. I'm not entirely sure. But I do know Christine is going to be releasing this in November once the terms and conditions with Colouring Heaven go straight back to Christine, and she has sole use of this image. Pink and orange? Where's pink? Pink and orange. What you mean? Do you mean the dress? Do you mean the two different colours? The pink. Oh, in the dress. I haven't used orange in the dress. What I used was like a pink. I used a lilac, and I used a peach. Oh, thank you. It's me being too modest. But, 'cause, 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 So the reason why I'm putting the yellow on, the orange on top is because with the background, I'm just thinking of reflection. So you can either imagine this being a sunrise or a sunset, whichever you prefer. But either way, the orange from the sun would then reflect onto the leaves. And that's why she's got, say, the peach tones in her dress as well. And her skin looks a little bit warmer. Which for the skin, I did use a marker. I used 2 Pro markers. I used a pastel pink and I used a soft peach. And then when I put that colour down, I was quite worried because it did look quite very pinkish orange. It was very, very it was like, whoa, so this is going to be too warm. But once I started adding the polychromos on top pencils, it really helped with the warm undertone, and then the other tones on top with pencil just really brought it to life. So I was quite surprised by that. So if you think you've done something wrong, pursue with it, and it probably will work out anyway. You can always adapt it. Yeah, the pink and orange does complement each other because they're both warm tones. And normally with colors, I like to have a minimal selection color palette, so I don't like to use too many variations of colors because otherwise the eye is too distracted everywhere and doesn't know where to focus. So I do like to keep my color palette minimum so the colors do complement each other and the image just looks more thought out. Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I've been having fun with this. The day that I got the email, I was straight on it, starting it. I know some people have already posted theirs, but I was in no way going to rush this. And the reason for the color choice is actually I was actually watching Tangled at the time that I started coloring this, and I was inspired by the color choices because you've got this little lizard here, a gecko, and in Tangled she has a pet called Pascal, who is a chameleon, so part of the lizard family. And I was just inspired with the dress to be like that purpley pink color that she has, the golden blonde hair, and then obviously you got the lizard. So that was the reason for my color choices. And I didn't really want to do a typical blue sky background, so I thought I'd just go for like a sunrise or a sunset. That's funny, Jane. Oh, sorry, Susan. It's because if it's not in capitals, then it's not. I don't automatically. I don't automatically see it. The way that I did this was pencils. So I used a bright orange at the bottom and the top. So I started on both, and then I just gradually got lighter and lighter with my tones until we met in the middle, and then I just blended them both in the middle. So my colors were like bright orange, a mid orange, a peach, and a pastel yellow. Pale yellow, I think it was in this pale yellow. Yeah, that's right, pale yellow, and just blended them all together. See, now I noticed that, Susan, now you put that in caps. I try to concentrate, yeah. So yeah, so I used the bright, I think this is the bright orange that I've got in my hand now. So I used this on here and here. Then what else did I use? Then I used the then I went in with a peach. So I did peach and bright orange combo. And then I did a peach and pale yellow combo. Then I did the orange and then the peach here to blend. And that's it. That's how I did it. So I hope that helps. There's different ways you could do it though. You can use different color variations as well. It's just getting basically three colors, so a dark tone, mid-tone, and lighter tone of colors that have similar values. You're welcome. I'm not being rude. I'm a guy. Multitasking is a challenge. So Pickle, that's my challenge, is multitasking. That's my challenge every day. The struggle is real. Oh, thanks, hon. Thanks, Jane. Yeah, I do enjoy colouring skin, and I've put many, many hours of practice in skin to I wouldn't say perfect it, because I'm not gonna bite my own head off and blow my own trumpet at the same time. But I've put a lot of practice in it to sort of be happy where I'm at with it and be comfortable with it. I've just got the other things to do the same with now, such as hair, which I've been doing a lot of practice with hair. I think I'm going to have to pick up the Mariola Budect hair pack. It's about £8, but it's just different pictures of hair from behind and different hair styles and things like that. So I could use them as practice sheets, really. So that's a good idea, guys. If you want to practice something in particular, but you don't want to do a full-blown image, then what you could do is you can take an image and then depending on what you want to do, so let's say if you want to practice skin, then scale the image down to small and have numerous and then maybe repeat the image on like a tile, like sort of like a tile look, or different images on it, like a tile sort of print on one bit of paper, and use that as practice. Or if you want to practice eyes, what you could do is you could scan an image and then zoom in on the eyes and then just crop the eyes only, and then you could have them quite large and then do different ones going down, like so tile them and then practice them that way. So depending on what you want to do, there's ways of making your own practice sheets. It's all right to do that as long as it's personal use. So I will still be on tomorrow night, guys, 8 p.m. UK time. So that's GMT. So I will still come on tomorrow because we have the Rozzy image to do tomorrow, and we'll use the Copics for that. So we'll try and test those tomorrow. So we've got that to look forward to, and that's for our Mermaid month. And then Thursday we'll continue with the Rain Art Mermaid, which is still here. On the last stream we managed to get the skin done, and we added in the blue as well into the skin, just so we had that sort of water look to it. So obviously she's underwater, so she's going to have that water reflection or that water glare. So we'll continue that on Thursday. And I know you guys know me a lot for using markers, and I do really enjoy markers. Markers is probably one of my main, as you know, probably one of my main mediums that I use. But I'm also trying to get out my comfort zone and do a lot more on pencil and master pencil more as well, just so we can pretty much open the catalog really and do variations and different things for you guys. Because it gets boring when if you just if you'll probably look and go, oh, he's doing markers again. This is bright yellow. I need to sharpen this. Yes, the Sergeant Art pencils. So Sergeant Art, I don't know if you can see that. I'll get a darker color so you can see the writing. It's upside down. So I don't know if you can see that, but it says Sergeant Art, and they're available on Amazon. The amazing Amazon. Well, Jane, it's not just my skin. I don't just use pencils. What I tend to use for skin, I don't know if you can see, but I always, at least if I don't do all marker, I'll do a marker base and then pencil on top. Sometimes I will do all marker, but I very rarely just do pencil only for skin. I really find the marker, at least as a base as well, it really helps to with skin. And to be honest, you could do it for the entire image, do a marker base and then go on over the top with pencils, and it really does look effective, but it will take a lot longer and it will feel like you're recoloring an image. But I've done it before where I've done both and it does look really effective. Hey Tracy. Oh, thanks guys. So yeah, even if you're not a marker person, then maybe just get yourself a small set or something, or just do the colors that you think you use most. And that's what I used for my skin. I used a base layer on the skin, and then just went over the top with it on pencil, and that's how it looks so three dynamic. Because you not only are you getting the different tones on the top, you're getting the undertone of the marker underneath. So instead of getting an undertone of white, you're getting an undertone of a flesh color. That's why a lot of pencil users use a tone tan paper for portraits, because you're getting that sort of brown tone underneath, and it helps to really make the skin pop. It is. It's a lovely picture by Christine Karen. I love Christine's work, and I just think she keeps getting better and better. She's came a long way since her first book. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm now taking this pale yellow, and then I'm just blending the orange by going over the top with the pale yellow. And then once I've done that, I'll go over the top with that in the bright green, I think it's called, pale green. And that's how we'll complete the look of the leaves and get them like this. Take a sip of tea. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's nice to just be able to just jump on, guys, and spend time with you outside my normal schedule. I wasn't really doing anything much, so I just thought, well, not really doing anything much. I haven't really coloured today, so why not hang out with you guys? Obviously, Dev needs a break, and not only to support him and you guys to make sure that he is ongoing without. I just thought I would jump on. Obviously, I asked him if he wants me to do that, and he says I'm more than welcome to. So yeah, I thought, well, why not? If he's all right with it, then at least it's not an overall disappointment for you guys. I don't know. You might be really disappointed to have me instead. But oh well. I know I'm not Dev, but I hope I'll do. How much are the pencils? I think the pencils retail around about 35, no more than £5 for a 72 set, which is not bad. I don't think they do 120, Kenny. I think what you're thinking of is the Castle Art ones, which I have got, but I've not yet used. I need to review those. So these are roughly about £35 to £40 on Amazon, Susan. If you want us to, if you can't find them, then I'll send the link after the stream if you like. You know, I'm actually not paying attention to what leaves I went over, so I'm probably just going over the same leaves over and over again. Oh well. They do have 120 set, do they? I've not seen them. Have they just came out or something? The 120 set, because I've not seen them before. Because I know at the time that they sent me these, this was their full range. And they only sent me them last month. To be honest, though, the color range in Sergeant Art are quite good anyway, so you do get a great I can't speak, put my teeth back in, variety and variation. The only thing that I would say is there's no like really light blue. There's no true blue. Like there's not like a pale blue, which would have been nice. The blues are quite mid to dark. Orange, there's lots of orangey tones and yellow tones. Reds, there's only two true reds. There's a pinkish red and a few orangey reds. There's quite a nice selection of pinks and a few selection of purples. Loads of greens. Not a lot of browns, actually, if I'm honest. And two greys. So I think if they are adapting their colours, they're probably going to include more reds, maybe like a lighter blue, more browns, and obviously adapting their variation of greys or shades, tones, and things like that. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Becky or Steve. It's a lovely picture by Christine Karen. So maybe I need to check out the 120 and just compare. But I will say I have loads and loads of variation of the more budget-friendly pencils, and I really need to get through them and review them for you guys because I just keep getting them, and I just need to be able to sit down, color with them, and really let you know what they're like, guys, in my own opinion, because obviously that's the reason for getting them. Now we're going to use this green on top. More than welcome to color and watch. I quite like that. I like knowing people are being creative whilst they're watching. I often do that for people's streams. If I'm watching, I'll be coloring at the same time. And if you've been coloring whilst I'm obviously live on stream, then by all means send me a photo of what you're coloring or your finished piece when it's done. Send it to me on Facebook or Instagram. I'd be very curious to see what it is that you've been coloring and what you've done. I always like seeing everybody's work. Oh, thanks, Heather. That's all right, Loretta. I would say you've missed absolutely loads, but you haven't. It's just me cutting leaves at which is so exciting. You're doing a Hannah Lynn page. Ooh, nice. Which from which book, Victoria? I do like Hannah Lynn. She's absolutely lovely as well. I speak to her quite regular. Keep in touch, and she's so talented. And I keep saying, I know I say this a lot of artists, but I do find with a lot of artists that I do follow, I do because I try and keep a good working and close relationship with artists. I do always find that from since I've first got to know them to now, I always see their development, and I always see them grow and get better with each book. Mermaids, Fairies, and Other Whimsy. Yeah, it's a nice book. That it's got a big variety in that one. Actually, it's yeah, it's got a good variety in that. Obviously, you get 50 images in that one, which is really good considering you normally get 25 in a book and then you get them doubled, and you're getting 50 different ones in that one. Yeah, so it's I've recently changed the group name on Facebook to match YouTube and Instagram. So any social platform that is of mine, it's going to be Color with Canvas. Just so it's easy to search. So if you're looking for me on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, it's always going to be Color with Canvas, and color is it with a U. So it is the British spelling of color. So it just makes it a lot easier to find. Yeah, by all means, Helen, post links away if you want to. Post a link to the page. You can post a link to Christine Karen, her group, her Etsy, anything you feel is relevant. Go ahead, hon, and post away. You're a mod after all. Now, I need to do these leaves at the top. No problem, Tracy. Enjoy your dinner. I will be on here for another hour at least. So be on here until 11 p.m. So that's an hour away in my time. Did Shara just pop in? I haven't seen her. Bye, Jane. Thanks for popping over, hon. Have a good night. Oh, hi, Shara. No problem. I hope you're feeling better soon, darling. I just didn't see you come in, that was all. I saw Helen say, hope you're feeling better, so I was wondering where you were. And this yellow. So yeah, colouring leaves is not probably my most enjoyable thing, but they need done. I'm not massive in colouring botanicals and things like that. Even though I can draw them, so when I do my drawings, I do flowers and things like that. But they tend to be the last things. Like leaves tend to be the last things I go to colour. Sexy peeps. I love it. Have you been stressing too much, Shara? You been stressing a lot because that can give you a really bad migraine and headache. There's a lot of stress. I know I get them from stress. No problem, Loretta. I'll speak to you when you come back. Shara, have you been going through like a lot of stress or anything? It's currently stress-free. Oh, that's good. Because sometimes stress and anxiety can bring on that sort of feeling, and it's not nice. I suffer with anxiety and depression, and sometimes I feel like that. I get a really bad headache and nauseous from stress and anxiety. It could be new. It could be nothing really. It could just be something really common. You know, but obviously it's always good if it persists, go and get checked out. Best to give yourself peace of mind. For all we know, it could just be a head cold. You know. It could be, yeah, it could be anything. It could be like sleep. It could be allergies, as you say. It could be, obviously things like pollen and stuff, change of weather. It could be complete opposite. It could be a head cold. It could be numerous things of why you'd get a persistent headache. Yeah, drink water, have some vitamin C. So, either have an orange or a tomato. They're high in vitamin C. Oh, bless you, darling. Gary, that's probably for the chocolate biscuits that you're eating, all the energy from the chocolate biscuits. He's bouncing off the walls for the sugar rush. Should call you Flubber. Now I'm just going to use a yellow green on top because it's not as deep as I want it to be. So I'm just going to go over the edge in. Gary, that's all the chocolate biscuits, I tell you. All the biscuits, Gary. Well, there you go. You know, Gary, when ladies say that they would love a sugar daddy, it doesn't mean a guy with kids who's hooked on sugar. No problem, Susan. Have a good night, darling. See you later, hon. Yeah, the cookies to you, Helen. I'm just saying to Gary, when ladies say that they're after a sugar daddy, it doesn't mean that they're looking for a guy who obviously has children and has a sugar addiction. Yeah, we call them biscuits. We do have cookies, but our cookies they're still a biscuit. But we know cookies as in like chocolate chip cookies. So, you know, your chocolate chip cookies, that sort of thing. Um, Also another form of cookies is Oreos because um they're called cookies and cream. But all the rest are biscuits. Gary. Eee. I know you guys have your own version of a biscuit over there, and it's more of a savoury item. It's a little bit like our scones or skins, if you're posh. Well, that's good then. Yeah, they're a little bit like scones that we have over here. Maybe a little bit more crunchy. I don't know. I don't know how to American biscuit, but I know you have it. You have something called biscuits and gravy, and gravy is like not the same gravy as us. It's more the gravy that you have on your biscuits is white. This is what I hear from my American friends. If we're not talking about coloring, we're talking about food. I don't really know what the gravy is though, because gravy to us is what you have on like a roast dinner um or with a pie. It's like gravy is like stock. It's like meat stock or vegetable stock. But it always is like a dark brown color. Chocolate gravy. Ugh. It's just the word gravy with just because of our mentality of what gravy is, and then put chocolate gravy in the same sentence is like it throws you off. Butter, flour, milk, salt, and pepper, mostly. It doesn't sound very breakfasty though, does it? Well, not to us. Oh, I've heard people who have that. It's you get it from yeah. It's no, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Speaking of cup of tea, mine's gone cold. I wouldn't even say that would be a gravy, Gary. If I'm honest, it sounds more like what you call a Jew, not as in Jewish faith. Jew, a Jew is in GUE, I think it is. And it's basically just a Jew is like a sauce, so something that is cooked in a sauce. Or it's like I think the reason why I call it Jew is because it's the residue of when of what's in the pan, so the sauce that's left in the pan after you cook, and put that on the top and call it a Jew, as in residue. Obviously, residue doesn't sound very nice. That sounds even nicer and more appetizing there, Shara. Yeah. Just want to get these leads done. They do seem to layer the colour on top quite well. So they are obviously of a decent quality if they can do that, because you get the budget ones like Crayola, you can't really go over the top of each other with colours. You can't really blend that much with them. And if you do, it's normally with similar colours. There's no sort of like mixing. But with these you can. Oh, you one of them ketchup mads lovers, Kenny. Everything's got to have ketchup. Well, not necessarily, Helen. You can't get sauces for steak. Like here in the UK, we have different sauces. There's Diane sauce, which is lovely, and peppercorn sauce, red wine sauce. You can have, um, or you can have like a garlic butter. They're all really nice with steaks. Good night, Gary. Thanks for dropping by, mate. Have a good night. Have a good night. Well, thanks, Helen. It's getting there. It's just doing all these leaves. Like, I have to really be in like a switch off mindset to do like a lot of leaf work and things like that. That's like with like Joanna Basford books. I would tend to do them sort of style books if I'm just sitting in front of a TV and I'm just really switching off and not really concentrating on what I'm doing. I just want to just escape my mind and just absorb myself into something else. Then I would probably just colour something like that. But when I'm colouring something like this, it's a little bit more technical. Then obviously I have to have my full concentration on it. Night, Heather. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good night. Thank you very much. It's nice for people dropping in at the last minute. You know what the funny thing is, Joey? Me and David have this sort of thing is that when we're absolutely broke, we always seem to have steak in the freezer and prosecco in the fridge. So when we're broke, we're having steak and prosecco. And we've came to the conclusion is because we always, if we do buy steak, we put it in the freezer and we save it for like a special night in or a special occasion. And the same with prosecco as well. We tend to accumulate them from like birthdays and anniversaries, etc. So they stay in the cupboard, and we always find that when we're broke, we're like, oh, we've got left steak. Oh, I've got steak. Oh, well, I've got a drink, prosecco. So that's us when we're poor. It actually, yeah, means that you've still got a little bit of luxury. So I think after this stream, 11 o'clock, I think there is another one. I think it might be, I don't know whether it's Nick and Tina and then Belinda, or if it's just Belinda. I think Belinda's on, what is it, in an hour? Is that right? Alan, you will know. You'll know when Belinda's on. 8 p.m. USA time. And what time is it over there now? So how many hours away is that? It's currently 10:30 p.m. here. Two and a half hours. So I think it might be Nick and Tina, for what I know. I think they might be scheduled on next. But from what I know is they've been taking a break. So I don't know whether if they're on or not. Because I know they've been taking a break from streaming. So I'm not entirely sure anyone's on after me, because it's not my regular schedule. It's been really warm here as well, actually. Very warm. Which is not very regular in the UK. Right, let's get these berries done. Why not, Kenny? Why not? Once I'm done here, it'll be my bedtime. So I'm just putting in the little half circles here, and then I'll be going over with a different colour. That's those, and then I'm going to get a different purple, and we'll change it to deep purple, and then lightly going over the top in circular motion, but we're leaving in the middle part as a highlight. Sometimes that happens, Kenny. You just sometimes just don't have the motivation a colour. I have times like that where I haven't coloured all week, and I come to stream and colour something, and it's not something I'm entirely happy with because I've not coloured all week. But we all have moments like that. It's normal. I call it burnout. That's what I call it. Creative burnout. And sometimes what helps me get motivated again is watching people on streams, watching colorings on YouTube, tutorials, things like that. Right, I'm just going to turn this image upside down, guys. That's a nice image, actually, Becky, from the Ink House. Are you going? Oh, see you later, guys. Thank you, Becky and Steve, for joining. Have a good night. I'll be finishing up soon anyway. I've got about 20 minutes left. See you later, hon. Now, this tree, I'm just thinking what type of tree it is. Because of the design of it, I'm thinking is it a birch? Is it called a birch tree? Where it's like a white colour? It's a birch tree. I thought it was. that back round. Bye, Becky. Oh, they're already gone. I said bye before. I'm saying bye to the same people. Should I take my trusty white lumens? Favorite tree color? Yeah, it's like a white. It's like a white color with bits of grey in it, isn't it? But what I'm thinking of doing is obviously because it's of a white color, it's gonna have reflection. So I probably will put in like a light reflection of like yellow and orange on the edges, and then put some cool shades of grey in there, and then leave the center a little bit more whitish. There we go, guys. That's the berries done. Hey, Nick and Tina. Hello. We were just mentioning you guys before. I was wondering if you were streaming after this one. Because I know you have been taking a break. These are good, excellent. But are you streaming in 15 minutes? Because I didn't know whether we didn't know whether you're streaming or not because I know he's been taking a break. So I'm only on for another 15 minutes. I'm just taking Dev's space for a day whilst he's on a break. I is not streaming. We are still taking a broken. Sorry, I don't know what that means. We are still take a broken. Oh, you'll be back next week. Oh, excellent. That's good. Shalene. I don't know. I don't know Shalene. There's loads of different channels on. I think there's always someone streaming. All right. Okay, I'll check her out. I'll try and get the gecko done at least, guys, before we finish up, so we can see this little guy coloured. Helen, if you've got a spare moment home, would you be able to put me a link in for Christine's Facebook group and her Etsy store for me, please? Thanks, hon. Thank you. Thanks so much, Helen. Thanks, Helen. Yes, I've seen a preview of that and it looks brilliant. I can't wait to see that one come out. Eyes. What should we do for eyes? Hey, Belinda. How are you? Bless you. You're still in pain, hon? my trusty little pencil case out. Hey, Loretta. So, Belinda, what's I'll be in bed obviously, but I always watch back. I always watch back your streams in the morning with a cup of coffee. So what you got planned for these guys tonight? I'm streaming today, Belinda, because Deb just said he just wanted a break. He needed a break, so I thought, well, what I'll do, because he said he's okay with it, I'll jump on, do an extra stream just so everyone's got somewhere to go. I'll still be on tomorrow. Oh, awesome. That'd be awesome to see. I'll watch that in the morning. You know I like Yana's work. I'm a patron of hers. Well, we've been using the Sergeants now, haven't we, guys? Just not massively, not heavily, but we've been using them. But the mermaids don't look very large, so maybe get the Sergeants a go, and then you'll be able to find out what you think of them. They are, yeah, they are. They've got budget. There's it'd be good to use as well because with the Yana images, the new mermaids, they're not of a massive scale, are they? They're quite, they're about this big. The mermaids in the center of the image, so they're quite good size to test the Sergeants out to see if you like them. Oh, I see what you mean. I'm lost. Oh, you mean you've got these you got the student grade, not the artist ones. I would say in that case, Belinda, if you do have the ones that are a step down from these, maybe use your polys on the essential parts, so like your skin tones and things like that. Then use the cheaper ones on like maybe try them on the hair and other parts as well. But maybe just use your poly colors just for the skin tones. Because I'm not sure what that set's like for skin tones. The student grade. Yeah, these are the premium ones. To be honest, they're not that overly expensive. Obviously, I don't know about Australia because things can be more expensive in Australia than everywhere else because it's quite difficult to get things to there. But the 72 count in UK money are about 30 to 35 pounds. So in American dollars, they're around about the same. So I don't know how you might know the conversion. So they are still quite affordable. You know, they look similar to the Shafia Farbens, but they are actually cheaper and a lot more affordable than Shafia Farbens. So I would definitely check them out. Just gonna blend this sky a bit more with the white. Yeah, they do look very similar. Just the style, isn't it? They're quite nice to look at with the gold barrel on them. It's really pretty. Yeah, they do look very similar, don't they? The difference with these blender compared to the Shafia Farbens, because obviously you know you've got the Shafia Farbens as well, is that we were discussing about skin tone, the lack of skin tones in Shafia Farben. But in the Sergeants, you actually get a designated, like as you can see here, they give you a section which is away from all the other colors, which they've designated as skin tones. If you want to incorporate more of these, you can, but they're giving you skin tones and they're also giving you gold and silver as well, which is a bonus. Oh, thank you. I just saw this image on the subscription. I just absolutely loved it. So I thought, oh, I've got to call that. That's the tree. There we go. just trying to do a bit more pencil work. As you probably know, you can get quite comfortable using markers, a bit too comfortable, and then when it comes to using pencils, it's a bit like, it's been a while. 50 EUD. So that's not that bad, is it? That's probably about £30, I would say, maybe. Hello, Trouble. Shadows in the house. I've actually never really tried this Derwent burnisher. Let's have a look and see what it does. Just testing out these things I've never used. Let's see if this burnisher does anything. Actually, it seems to be pushing the pigment in, which is good. Yeah, that is good. It's see is in well, do we call ourselves influencers? I think well, that's part of the job. It's part of influencing and hosting. I think we want to have a bit of diversity and show different products from different variations of price brands and brackets and see what you can achieve, because that obviously appeals to a more wider audience, but also relates more to different people as well, to see, you know, within their budget what they can achieve. You've got them on your list. Awesome. Castle Art, I've just got those through. I got the Sergeant Arts through. They sent me those, and Castle Art sent me their 72 set. I didn't get the 120. There is 120 available, but the 72 set looks nice as well. And they're, for the price of them, they're very, very soft. I don't think I have them to hand though. I think I've took them upstairs. And the locks are nice as well. But we tried looking for those Belinda, didn't we? We couldn't find them in Australia. The locks pencils. Right. So just so you 100% aware what they look like, Belinda. These are the ones. So very, very similar to Shafir. Hey, Laurie. So, guys, that's it for this stream. This unexpected stream of ours. So we wanted to get a bit more of this whip done. So tomorrow, really, all I've got to do is the tree. Get that done. Do a little bit more on the hair, maybe to blend that in a bit better. But other than that, I'm enjoying how she's looking so far. Maybe add a bit of accents in the dress here. But I'll post the finished result up when it's done. But yeah, thank you very much for hanging out with me, guys, this evening. It's been lovely. And obviously, I'm just filling in for Deb, so I hope he's better soon. So yeah, we have Linda coming up next, I believe. She is on in, is it an hour and a half? It's all right, Loretta. Sorry, Laurie, just jumping in when just about as we're finishing up. Never mind, but you can always watch it back if you like. Yes, I'm back tomorrow, 8 p.m. GMT time. So just go into Google, type in 8 p.m. GMT, and it will automatically convert it for you into your time. So Blenna's up next in an hour and a half, so feel free to join her in her stream. I will catch that stream tomorrow morning with my morning coffee. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys, for the next part of Mermaid. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.